That's usually the best part, though.
Yeah. That is the best part, honestly.
Because you're saying something that's really honest and unscripted, and that's usually who we
What
are.
if this is actually scripted?
I mean,
when we start
wrong,
and when I start,
we have a script, we just don't follow it.
When I got research and stuff I need to spew, it's usually scripted.
Like how we're in the middle of a conversation right now, and we're live.
We are live.
We are live. Oh shit.
Hello. Bet you didn't know this was gonna happen. We probably should have told you. So, Three Crafty Bastards. I'm of course B Smith,
the Nooge,
Mr. Classic,
and tonight we got something special for you.
Why do we not have something special for these guys?
That is very true.
This is especial.
I'm sorry, he had a little bit to drink before.
But I want to say it's in the same vein as what I brought that one time.
You're not wrong.
And I like that. And I like that this is so different.
So what we have, Marlon, you want to talk about what we got tonight?
Can you really use a
Yes.
You have to.
I'm going to talk about what we have tonight.
Wax on, wax off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd take the wax off first.
Wax off.
Okay.
Here we
give
go.
it a little bit of that.
Here we go.
Three Floyds, again, is one of my personal favorite breweries out of Michigan.
Three Floyds is out of Indiana.
Indiana. Well, what's in Michigan?
Munster.
Founders.
Founders isn't. Yeah.
Three Floyds out of Munster, Indiana, is what we are trying tonight. And Brandon's going to attempt.
We're struggling. We're
Struggle bus just pulled.
We should have thought about this before we did this.
It's wax, dude. Like what?
It was a 2 hour long video just for us to get the wax off.
So this is what it is a barley wine. It is. It says it's a barrel aged salted caramel barley wine. I don't even know what that even means. So I'm going to read a small description of this Untapped app. It says a barley wine typically reaches an alcohol strength of 8 to 12% by volume. Brewed from specific gravities as high as 1.120. Use of the word wine is due to alcoholic strength similar to a wine,
I'm interested.
but since it's made from grain rather than fruit, it is a beer. So it's a barley wine. So it's made from grain instead of fruit. So it's not really a wine, but it's almost treated like a wine. And again, it's out of Three Floyds. That is what we call it again?
What's the alcohol percentage on this? Do you know? Do you have that off the top of your head?
I don't.
Or is it on Untapped?
That's what I'm looking for.
Maybe we can get on Three Floyd's website and we can check that out.
Pillar of Beast is all I see again, and I don't see
on the bottle.
It doesn't.
It said 8 to 12 is what a typical barley wine is. So maybe that's like, we go to Summit, they got barley pops.
Right.
Those are about 10 plus.
Yeah.
So that's probably about where we're looking at, and it's barrel aged.
Yeah.
So that usually amps it up some too.
You can smell it. So fun story about this beer is that we were in Chicago for my brother and my sister-in-law. They were having a pig roast, and
that sounds so good,
dude. It was awesome. It's Cuban food.
Oh
yeah, so beans and rice and pork. It was legit. So basically, what they did is they took this huge fucking skewer, stuck it through a pig, and rotisserized it all day, right?
Oh
like
my
that
God.
word, rotisserized.
Now that's what we should be reviewing.
So excellent food, but I kept saying, man, babe, we gotta.
There it is, 14.8, 14.5.
Hello. I kept saying, babe, man, we gotta stop at Three Floyds on the way back. So we left. We drove up there for the day. We left at about 6. We stopped at Three Floyds, and I'm looking at their menu, their beer menu, that is, and I'm like, what do they have that we can't get back home?
Yeah.
And everything that they have that you cannot get here is either in bomber form, 750 milliliter form, or in 19-ounce cans.
Okay.
Everything else, like the Robert the Bruce and everything that Three Floyds has to offer, you can get down here.
Did they have any weird ones like that they had on tap that because I know when we went to Founders, there was a lot of them like they had like a cigarette beer, they had like random weird beers.
Yeah, but everything that you could carry out you could get on tap. They didn't have anything on tap that you could not carry out.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they don't offer growlers.
Whoa.
Or bombers.
Wow.
Everything is pre-bottled.
But they sell the bombers.
Yeah, it does kind of suck.
Yeah.
Because if I want they have a complete separate area. So if you want to eat at Three Floyds, you go into this door. It's like their restaurant. If you want to just pop in and get some beer, or if you want to carry out beer, you go into a different door, and that's where you purchase your beer and your swag at. So I brought back a glass. We brought back some of this, and then an additional beer, which maybe we'll get to review another time. But for right now, I was like, man, Pillar of Beast, that sounds awesome. And then I kind of read the description, and I was like, that's great. Problem is, I've been sitting on this beer for about 2 weeks so that we could review it tonight. So I've totally forgot all the hues that possessed me to buy this beer, other than it's a salted caramel.
You had me at salted caramel. Yeah, me at salted caramel.
So, without further ado,
14.5 ABV, 16 IBU.
I feel like that's right up your alley right there.
It is. That sounds like that's
in your wheelhouse.
Totally in my wheelhouse.
So let's go ahead and check this out real quick. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oh, we got a clang?
Yeah,
why not clang? Oh, wow. That is not what I expected.
Woo.
That is not
I
what
definitely
I
get barrel aged. I definitely get the barley wine flavor.
Well, you know what jumped out of my palate? That salted caramel.
Oh my god. I have never had anything
That is
like
the
that.
loudest salted caramel I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Woo.
Ever.
It's almost like, I think the only thing I can
I'm going to
relate
drink this
it to
on
is
Christmas.
salted caramel vodka.
Yeah.
If you've ever had that.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that salt lingers.
But this
lingers.
actually tastes good.
What's that?
But this actually tastes good.
I think it's the one time I like the aftertaste better than the initial taste.
Ooh.
The one time.
You got,
I like
is this the
aftertaste.
reverse flash of beers?
It might be.
I dig it. I dig it.
I kind of want to drink this while eating cookies waiting for Santa.
I'd be knocked out waiting for Santa.
Right. At 14%, you get through a glass and a half, and you like.
Yeah.
That's not what I expected.
So enlighten us. What did you expect?
I expected salty, not salty, but sweeter. But this is more saltier than sweeter, which you don't get a salty beer.
Right.
So that's what kind of threw me off. But the after flavor is what's kind of settling in. It's like, this is actually not bad.
Yeah.
So you want to get it in. I want to get to the aftertaste. Everything else is there. It you definitely, like you said, taste the barrel age, because that's definitely like those are two distinct. The saltiness and the barrel age are, to me, are the first two flavors.
I would like to say that the texture of it reminds me of every other barley wine I've ever had.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think about the smell?
I thought
we all smelled it. I mean,
I thought the smell was great.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily. The smell does not prepare you for what you're about to taste.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's actually misleading, because you think you're about to drink. Again, when you think barley wine, you think salted caramel. It's almost like a woody type flavor, and it's not.
And it's barrel aged.
Yeah, and it's not. It to me, it's a little misleading.
I don't know why, but for some reason the salted caramel, like, I get the barrel aged right before it, but it doesn't taste like barrel aged to me. It kind of tastes like chocolate. You like a weird chocolatey taste right before the salted caramel. It like almost turns it into that.
So, like, funny thing is that caramel coloring is used in making dark whiskey.
Yep.
So if it's not clear corn whiskey, there's a good possibility that caramel coloring has been used in making any kind of whiskey. So it kind of makes sense to amplify the caramel or caramel.
Yep.
You know, it makes sense to amplify that and then to salt it, age it, and then whatever they do to give it that barley wine texture. I'm not that far in my beer experience.
Why didn't Three Crafty Bastards think about this one? I mean, Jesus.
We've made 3 beers. We're known for 3 beers, which I will say also, by the way, if I may, toot my own horn just a little bit.
What are you doing?
It's my shirt, man.
Okay, I was like...
So I took First Dance, or we took First Dance, and also took Super Awesome Cherry Blossom up to Chicago.
Oh.
Just a couple bottles, because we took some to my parents' house when my brother was here in town, and then he forgot to take those for his wife. So my dad took those, but we took a few extra, not knowing that. And my sister-in-law's father, who has been, yeah, it's weird.
No, keep going. I got it.
Who has brewed and still has like his own brewing equipment
Oh, nice.
for the better part of 25 years, said that First Dance was the best homebrew that he's ever had.
Whoa.
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good.
Yeah, which I still got some downstairs in ground.
Props on that one.
Right?
But yeah, he was like, he stopped me on my way out because we were getting ready to skate so that we could hit Three Floyds before we had to head home. And it was getting late anyway. And he's like, hey, I just want to stop you. I wanted to tell you that IPA that you made is probably one of the best home brews I've ever had. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Thank you. What'd you think about Super Awesome Cherry Blossom? And like, he went in.
That's
like,
probably my favorite though.
Yeah, like the cherry accents the whiskey and blah blah blah, and we kind of chatted about it for a second, and then we were out the door. But when I got in the car, I was like, man, like people like our beer.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like people like the beer. So
You had a crying moment, didn't you? You were like,
no, I didn't.
like,
No, I didn't.
crying.
If anything, it like motivates you to be like,
to do
let's
more,
make some more.
to do
like,
more, to do better.
Because that was just from the imagination. Like, let's take this, let's add this, and let's tweak this a little bit, and let's make this beer. And then let's take this, and this will be good with this, and here we are. So I have no doubt that that's how this happened. You know?
I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is glorious.
Yeah, it truly is.
I'm telling you, there's no chocolate no chocolate flavoring in this whatsoever.
No,
I don't
I'm
taste
getting
caramel.
chocolate
I
out
don't
of it.
taste chocolate.
You don't taste it?
No.
Mm-mm.
I'm getting like a chocolate flavor right before the salted caramel.
I'm just thinking it's a
I get
combination
that.
of the wood and the caramel, but I think it's all caramel for me. Caramel, more
I
salt
have
than
too
caramel.
much chocolate, apparently.
Yeah, well,
More salt than caramel.
maybe you want it to be chocolate.
I'm just convincing myself that there's chocolate in it because I'm tasting salted caramel.
Fair enough. So, Pillar of Beast, you can't get this here, guys. Let's get up front and center real quick. I don't know what's going on here. Boop, boop, boop. Check that out. Check that out right there. Pillar of Beast. This is, and for you guys too, check that. Sweet ass label.
Yep.
So, barrel aged, salted caramel, wherever you're from, barley wine. In true gladiator fashion. You know, we have to.
need to do this.
I feel like we should. Let's be consistent.
As a tradition.
As tradition. 3, 2, 1. Man, that hit from Three Floyds though, right?
Well, you know, they're
3 thumbs up, 3 Floyds. Got it.
they're not one of my favorites. They do have they do have other beer that I do like, but to experience something like that, that's a unique treat.
It's
Right.
very, very rare to see something from Three Floyds that I've tasted that isn't like an extreme IPA.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Because they're all either pale ales. That's what they're known for. They're all either pale ales or
I mean,
IPAs.
when me and you went out last night, I was doing like IPAs and I was doing Three Floyds and I kept going like, I'll try this one and this one and this one. All of them are like double IPA, regular IPA. I'm like,
right.
I've never tasted anything
Zombie
from
dust.
Three. Dude,
Yeah.
that
I
is
know
not
you
an IPA.
I know you had a gumball last night.
Yeah, I had a gumball.
Barleywine.
You got to. I had a gumball.
Not me. I could never drink a gumball.
I was thinking about Laser Snake and then I don't know.
Laser Snake
The
wasn't
only
bad either.
the only
It's not
one
bad.
that I like from Three Floyds is the Negrone.
Is the what?
It's called Negrone.
Negrone.
Negrone or something like that.
I feel like I've never. Oh, the Necronon or the Necron.
whatever
99.
that is.
Necron 99. Yeah.
If that
I have had
okay.
that's what it is.
I'm like,
'cause
what
I've-
the fuck is a
I don't know.
We've actually reviewed a long time ago on another show.
Yeah.
We reviewed Laser Snake because that's when Thor Ragnarok came out, and
Yes.
I grabbed that beer specifically because the label matched the trailer for Thor.
Yes.
So we've had a lot of Three Floyds beer.
Yeah.
We've had everything that you can get down here. This you cannot though.
There weren't anything that was like intriguing that you saw there that we can't get here. There were like some weird off-ball ones.
Yeah,
like
it's an IPA that I got downstairs in the fridge.
I'll be back.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. But I
Does it shock me that it's an IPA though?
No. But it's
like this shocked the hell out of me. It's a very
special, very smooth IPA. I will say,
really?
It's a little different than your orthodox IPA.
I mean, it's just weird. I've never had anything from them that was smooth like that.
Yeah. Barley wine is naturally smooth though.
They usually are.
Like they're
the ones that I've had.
I don't think I've had a barley wine. Here's the difference.
This is their 007 of all their beers.
It is. Absolutely. I can agree with
Nice.
that. And here's why.
Very nice.
Because at Summit, when you get a barley wine, it's pina colada barley wine, watermelon barley wine, strawberry barley
Generally
wine.
are fruit, right?
They're all fruit based.
Yeah.
This is not. This is something that is completely like off the books, off the charts.
Yeah.
Salted caramel. Have you ever had a salted caramel beer?
No.
Me either.
I want to have it again though.
So, Three Floyds, cheers to you guys, man. Thank
I'm
you.
empty.
He's empty.
It was delicious.
Woo!
That is by far my favorite thing from them. I don't know. Like I love Gumball Head, but that was freaking amazing.
It's definitely something special.
You know what? I think it actually has, from the other Three Floyds that I've had, it has a Three Floyds signature. Three Floyds has a certain flavor.
Yeah.
And it has a Three Floyds signature also on the back of
There's
it as well.
a stank on the back.
It is.
I feel like it has
is.
a stank on it.
It is.
Like their Three Floyds is known for having very distinct flavor. If they say that something's gonna taste like it was, I had a strawberry ale from Abita, who is the same people that make Purple Haze. I don't know if you ever had that.
Yeah, that's
So,
one of my favorites. Yes.
Strawberry ale. We picked some up last weekend.
They make it strawberry. I did not know this.
I didn't know it either.
Oof.
Hold on.
Okay.
So we get it, and actually we picked up some JK's Honey Crisp apple cider.
Ooh.
That was basically like their cider is all natural, so it is basically cider and yeast, and that is it. No additive, which I thought was amazing because I've been reading and looking into making a cider, right? So we picked up this JK's Honey Crisp cider, which was very dry to the finish. And if I had some, I would share it with you guys, but we drank it all.
Of course.
And then we also had this strawberry ale from, a strawberry lager maybe, from Abita, who also makes Purple Haze. And I have to say that I was disappointed because I expected more strawberry flavor.
Okay.
You know? So
it always comes in at the perfect time.
Yeah.
It really does.
yeah. So in comparison to Three Floyds and how they do beer, Three Floyds always has that distinct flavor.
Yep.
When you have Alpha King, you know it's Alpha King.
Mhm.
When you have Gumball Head, you know it's Gumball Head. And when you have Zombie Dust,
Oh my God! You
you
know,
know it's Zombie Dust. You know, so I will
Is
say,
that an
man.
Asus motherboard? Oh, of course it is.
Right. So, with that being said, Three Floyds, thank you for bringing us the Pillar of Beasts.
This lost a lot of its flavor now. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Every other beer is shitty.
Yeah. Thank you, Ian.
We're happy to review this. I feel like, man, maybe once we put this on Facebook, maybe we should tag Three Floyds.
If we can.
I think we could.
I've never
Dude,
known
we're
how to
live
tag
now.
Huh?
We're live now.
Yeah, but
Then
when
yes.
post,
When
when
we
we
post this,
share it, we
then
can tag
yes.
Three Floyds.
This is why we shouldn't be live, because we
So-
talk about our promoting ideas when we're on live.
Oh, fuck it, man.
You-
Three
you
Floyds,
guys-
you
you
guys
guys
make a
see
great
everything.
beer. We love it, man. Like, well, we don't love everything because I love it. He likes it. He's not an IPA guy, but it's,
Yeah.
you know, maybe it'll grow on him someday.
No.
But Three Floyds, thanks, man. Pillar of Beast, definitely a beer worth waiting for because it's been sitting in the fridge.
I didn't
for
even
2
know I
weeks.
was waiting for that.
Yeah, well, you
It-
do now.
Apparently, my life was waiting for that. That was what I was wanting.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, of course, I'm B. Smitty.
The nuke.
Mr. Classic.
Wakanda forever. I'm gonna pour a little bit more.